wanted to show the seed beads that I have down here. The ones I often mention when I'm in here. Every single color. The original owner of these will be incarcerated for quite some time, and I was passed down his bead collection, and I was offered it after purchasing a few of the pairs that he made, and I found them. I had them set aside. So, the original owner of the seed beads that I use. These are some of his pieces. And I got every pair that they had because they were only $3. And I can't imagine how long they took. These ones have butterflies. And these ones are my absolute personal favorites with the porcupine quills. Very neat. Can't shake this like tiredness. All weekend really. Just been totally out of it. I just scraped my knees, so it's really distracting. It hurts. And so yeah, I'll be a little flustered today, but that's okay. Hope everyone gets to see the eclipse here in the US. Florida, I think it's like 30%. It's quite dark. It's very overcast, and it looks like it's about to start raining outside, so that's pretty neat. And I keep meaning to track it, but just off to such a late start today. And yeah. It's been a few days since I worked on chain. It's amazing how your little fingers have to get used to bending the wire again, even if it's just a few days. I'm almost out of this copper wire, so I really want to finish the ones that I started before I start any more. Because even if I run out of wire mid-chain, I could always just substitute it and work it into a design. I like random. Sometimes I have trouble producing random, and overthinking like colors and like patterns. If there's a black bead here, there should be one on the other side. But I'm trying to do more random. I don't really have an example, but like not patterns. And I started this, and I'd usually just pick the same color, but I'm trying just. I know it's a little simple, but just any colors. This one is just green. However, randomly chosen beads, I absolutely love that. Without getting kind of stuck or hung up on color choices. And this is just electrical wire from just scraps. Ooh, I should put a fan on, it's a little hot. Wanted to be outside today. However, just so, I don't know. Very out of it. And, but I don't want to let too much time go by. Because I like popping on streams every day. And, I feel like I just, I don't watch the news in like, God, well over a week, so I'm not even distracted by that anymore. It's just, you know, we live once that we know of, and you gotta make sure yourself is good. And my mom's birthday is coming up, and I'm not entirely sure what I'm able to do, and so I really want to figure out a way to I hope everyone's having a perfect day. I am too. But some of my grandpa's slides. Ooh. Could be using it on me. Green. Yellow. Lime. I got some tired eyes, don't I? It's okay. Fishy. feel like I'm doing one of those puzzles. How did these fit so well? I mean, they were kind of laying on each other. I have more lenses. I'm just gonna marry them together. Dig them out. Ooh. Oh man, yeah. One thing I just can't get off my mind. I don't know why. It occurred to me that I'm not exactly sure what Dorothy was eating in the beginning of Wizard of Oz. What was Dorothy eating? Wizard of Oz. They look like breakfast. No. Okay. In the beginning. Like in Dorothy's cruller. Okay. Dorothy's cruller. Oh, that's it. That's it. Well, like a stick version. Wow. I was wondering what that was. Dorothy's cruller. Old-fashioned crullers. Yeah, that thought hit me right before I hit live. So, I don't know what I'm thinking. It is very overcast in the rain, and it really puts me to sleep instantly. And if only there was like a better way to, it's like I feel like people would just get with like insomnia, like, oh, we're gonna prescribe you with a rainy day. Yeah, my brain's not working right now at all. But I usually avoid all manners of speech when I feel but, new card maps, which is nice. There's one called 6 stars. However, I think it's a little too big. The entire match was just looking for people and exploring a little bit. Kind of reminds me of the hotels in Miami. There's quite a few that are quite large and just fun to go to for that like grand. How do you say? I think Fontaine Blue Fountain Blue is a really it's a really known one worldwide, and at the size of it, it's pretty impressive to go to. And a lot of those hotels, I mean, yeah, a lot of overpriced stuff, but a lot of them also don't. They have really good deals for food, and one of my favorite things was the brunches at a lot of the hotels. Very affordable compared to, I mean, considering like what they serve, and it's usually right on the ocean. And when you take a tri-rail down there, you don't have to worry about no parking or valet or anything. So just take a tri-rail down to Miami and get some. I mean, there is good food everywhere in Miami. If there's this one spot, fried chicken, fried rice, and king prawn something, called Cake. And it's a takeout place. It's a Thai takeout place. Kind of a hole in the wall. It's really well known here, and it's still there. And called Cake. So if anybody's in Miami, check out Cake. Very affordable, very good. Little hole in the wall takeout. And there's so much, and like you go one time, it's gonna be totally different the next time. There's so much filtering through Miami, and I mean, that's why it's always such an experience, I feel. And haven't been in quite some time though, and I'm really interested in going back down there to see how it's looking. It's one of the largest concentrations of Art Deco buildings that I personally know of, and so that was a big reason why I liked going as much as possible. And a lot of art down there, which is always nice, and a lot of art shops. Most of the jewelry stores are down there. There's even, I think, a Rio Grande though. Rio Grande there. Yeah. So, why I can't shake it. Music. I don't know. I don't know what to do with myself, quite frankly, but I made this hair clip. This is just a simple little thing, because I need to poke about stuff. I like these clips because you could attach just about anything to them, and I just attached it with a copper wire. I don't know why I just can't even form a thought right now. This dang Eclipse. No, just kidding. But, pretty neat to have it go through the entire nation rather than, you know, on the other side of the world or in the middle of the ocean. Because, the footage, I can imagine it's starting to come out now. It has to be around 3. Let us see. Yeah. Eclipse Live. Oh, the map. Clearwater Beach. I thought we couldn't see it here. 1 second, sorry. I'm gonna start pouring out there. I'm stoked for that. I just want to see where it is right now. I got such a late start today. My shorts are. Why can't I even read these words? I have coffee somewhere. Where is she, blood? That's crazy. The track is so short. Because that's what I saw on NASA too. For some reason, I just picture it circling the entire planet, but I know that's not how it works. Oh, it's right there! Duration of totality. Wow, so it's like you get a good 5 minutes of footage. That's nice. Let's see. Oh, did it already pass? Did it already pass? I don't even know. I'm gonna just ask. Our friend's brother drove to, I forgot exactly where, Nevada, I believe. Somewhere impressive. Compared to like the distance from here to Florida, because we're south, so you gotta trek the whole state first to get, you know, on your, what time, what? Man, I don't know what's up, but yeah, I did eat a bunch of lantana berries yesterday, which I didn't finish reading the paragraph. They could be very toxic. And it had me go a bunch of them, but I ate all ripe ones. There were a few that I noticed some green on it, and I just put them out. I mean, pretty used to eating like just wild edibles. However, I did not know that the berries of the lantana were edible. Did not know. Had no idea. One of my favorite plants that just pops up, because, wow, I just think of a plant and I just surged back to life. I cannot be this simple. I am. But, lantana. So, I have it right here. This is my new Bible. I mean, no, it's not. That's insensitive. This is my new book that I like a lot. I really do. There's already like 50 plants in here that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna find that this summer. And if I don't, my summer will just never end, and I'll continue looking for, like, Stacus Floridana, which I actually, so I've been meaning to make some badges for KYNTO. Very much amateur pixel artist. I just dabble. And KYNTO is Snapo's game, live avatar chat, and I wanted badges. My initial, like, idea was, like, essentially cop badges, like the shield, like the classic badge shape. And then I was thinking kind of like Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts have those badges for all these different things. And then I was thinking how to make it unique, but also Florida. And I was going to start using Florida native plants as badges. So maybe if you post a lot or you engage a lot, you'll get Firebush. Or saying this out loud does not have the same effect when I just think about it. Oh dear. Back to the lantana. The lantana, if you live in any form of Zone 10, I do believe they get quite up there though, because I've seen them in the darndest places. And it's literally it's in alphabetical order, and I just, for some reason. Nice Hannah, hey, there you are. Okay, North Carolina and southwest to California, so just about everywhere. Lantana, there's not a picture of the flowers, but I got you. Could run outside and just show you in person. Got 3 lantana plants, didn't plant a single one. And I do want to get more colors, like there's the beautiful variety that's red and yellow with the orange like bleeding in between. The ones that pop up here are pink and yellow, beautiful. I've called them Easter flowers since I was a kid because that's the classic Easter colors, pink and yellow. And what was I doing? Oh yeah, and yeah. So the fruit is indeed edible, and I've squeezed the fruit tons. I've collected the fruit tons. I've used the leaves for outdoor incense cones, which I have to make more of. Every few months I'll make some incense cones. And here in Florida, mosquitoes are an issue, so I've been trying to make an outdoor incense cone made to burn outside. And I use lemongrass grown here, as well as lavender. Oh, I could put lavender in there, a big old bag somewhere. My knee hurts so bad. I'm in the Cogman. Let's see. It's not even that bad. But see, what happened is I had 2 knees full of fiberglass because when I was trying to film in the canoe, my shorts, I just have a hard time finding clothes that actually fit me. And like if it fits me in the waist, everything gets squeezed out, okay? I don't know how else to say it. They don't make clothes for, like, I mean, clothes should not be made one size fits all. I like wrap dresses a lot, because they always fit. Anyway, and the older I get, the less patience I have for fighting with my garments. And my whole life I wore vintage, but I've had one too many dresses fall apart on me as I wear them, so I tried to keep it to, not rugged wear, because I need stuff that lasts, and, for lack of better terms, rugged wear, and long sleeves, and my feet are on fire. Lots of poison ivy, I walk around barefoot just about everywhere, ain't nothing, just, very used to it. But then I kneeled in the canoe and I got 2 knees full of fiberglass. And then there was a horsefly incident which led me to scrape my knee on concrete. The horseflies here are like 50 times bigger than my face. And so I'm in rough shape. And then I don't eat a lot of carbs anymore. I love pasta and I love rice, but we eat pretty much stews every night. Oxtail, beef, apologies. Don't know why I always feel the need to apologize for, like, having a normal diet. Well, no, not normal, because that... I don't know. But very little carbs, just potatoes, and the potatoes are really for the starch to thicken the broth, and saves tons of money and energy on cooking, and you're able to absorb so much of it, and it keeps you full all day. Made a belated Easter ham. I don't know what to say. That's why I try not to talk about food, because everybody eats so differently, and I'm just like, you know, I do a lot of manual labor and like physical exertion, and when I don't eat properly, I just faint. So, and I've gone the whole vegan route. My sister, my half sister, she's vegan 35 plus years. I gave out honest, you know, like I grew up fishing. Every time I catch a fish to this day, I feel awful, even though, you know, like if I don't eat, I cannot pick up plants or dig holes, and so it's just a weird guilt to have. I don't get it. But and I don't feel it until like I start talking about food on a stream, and then I'm like, oh no. But I have a lot of respect for people who don't consume animal products. However, been there, tried that, and I lose a ton of weight. It just doesn't suit me. And you know, I put a lot of trust in just keeping active and eating real food, and less crap the better. You know, just something as simple as that, and Ayurveda as well. Ayurveda is more of a lifestyle, working within your individual body shape. It's down to the individual, and I really respect that about Ayurveda, which is an ancient Indian form of medicine, if you will. It's more like a diet, in my opinion, because like you don't wait until you're sick and then go to Ayurveda, and they might have that, but it's really like, this is your body type. This is like what we're getting, so like stay away from these foods, eat more of these foods. My dosha, you seek to be tridosha, I believe that's the verbiage, and tridosha means all three of your doshas are in, you know, synchronized. My dosha, my vata dosha, is always out of whack, and there's plenty of websites where you could test yourself to see, and there's a lot of practitioners, and I scored. I found a very, very fantastic woman here named Sophie, and I do believe she still practices. She allowed me to trade handmade jewelry for that, because it could get quite pricey, just like anything. And you know, I am a standard U.S. citizen. I do not have health insurance, so and but yeah, so really just all my life enjoyed reading about it, and learning more plants that I could grow through Ayurveda, because it is a lot of plant-based stuff. And there's vegan diets, and like pushes with no animal products. Like I believe if your kapha dosha is out of whack. But anyway, all I know is about the dosha of mine that is out of whack. And I'm screwing up the verbiage, I know I am. But it's always been recommended to me to eat spicier food, less cold food, and more meat. Yeah. Because, yeah, it's food. And my dad's a fisherman. He hasn't gone out in a long time because his back has been shattered from just nonstop physical labor. My dad was in irrigation my whole life. And he would leave. Excuse me. To get used to talking again. Yeah, he would leave Thursday and come back Monday or Tuesday. And I thought it was so normal to eat nothing but seafood. I mean, right on the coast, a lot of cobia. And right now I'm trying to get back into it. I would love to have a fishing buddy. Snap and I are going to try to make... try to catch some of these invasives, and apparently they're supposed to be real good. I personally have never freshwater fished, ever, and so I'm really stoked. And because you know, you can use, I'm sure, like bugs and all different things on the ocean. My whole life I just used live bait because there are bait shops everywhere. And I didn't really view lures and using lures as people who use jigs do, which I have such a huge respect for it now, because obviously a fish is going to eat a piece of bait, but it takes talent, if you will, and experience to catch a fish with a lure or a piece of plastic or a shard of metal. And I was like, you know what, that's what the route I'm going to take. So dug out the few boxes of tackle I have, and every year I decorate hooks for my dad for his birthday, and everyone gets handmade stuff. And as I say, I haven't bought in a gift in years, and it's not only because I'm broke as shit. No, just kidding. But I'm really bad at self-promoting, but I don't mind. Being able to gift like my family like necklaces and earrings that my mom wore every day for years, it just, I don't know, it makes my day. And I'm very simple. I know I am, even though it might not come across that. I guess everyone has a different definition of simple, because I could turn a log and stare at that shit for hours. A whole little metropolitan area, like, taking place under every log, every rock. And one thing that bugs me out, now I haven't watched every episode, obviously. Well, not obviously, because how would anybody, I don't know, I can't get my mind, I cannot, like, Naked and Afraid. Naked and Afraid, I have yet, and I've seen dozens of episodes, I have yet seen anybody tip a log and eat grubs. They'll be eating, like, pine needles, like, and it's like, the branches are falling on the ground, and they're breaking down. How do you think they're breaking down? Like, there's things eating it. Dig. Which reminds me, I guess the show Snappo Dig. I don't know if anybody remembers Brian Jonestown Massacre. When I was in high school, they had a hold on my soul. And Dig is a fantastic music doc. Even if you're just into music documentaries, like Dig is fantastic. And got to show Snappo that the other day. It was great. And trying to find the Arthur Russell one to show next, because that one was also pretty good. I think it's called A Wild Combination. Arthur Russell is a cellist, but he has a bunch of albums. He passed away in the 80s, I believe. I'm not sure. But he's got some incredible music. I like the, well, I guess I have about 5,000 favorite songs, and they're all from different decades and genres. So, really always appreciative for music recommendations, because most of the music I listen to is just from somebody recommending it. I remember somebody gave me a Mark Danielewski, who wrote House of Leaves and the other one. House of Leaves and the other one. With Haley and Sam. Oh, what is it called? Only something. Only something. Only Resolutions? Was that it? Only something. Mark Danielewski, I think. I don't know. I've never heard of him before. Well, I mean, this is like a long time ago. And so I saw me writing stuff in a notebook. And I was like, asked what I was doing. And then the next time they saw me, they're like, oh, I remember you like words. Do you want these books? And those books, like, really changed a lot for me. I got them in either the last few years of middle school or the first few years of high school. I was very young. And, gosh, it just broke writing wide open for me. I'm like, and I don't know, people have their opinions on Bukowski or whatever, but you know, when I was in middle school, that dude was the man. Because there wasn't really, I fell in love with writing, and I was a huge fan of Hemingway and being flirty, and there's a bunch of different reasons. And dude was just a beast. and I think he still holds the, like, marlin, caught the most marlins, and he, like, went out there with a machine gun or something. I don't know. Dude was a beast, for sure. And, John Steinbeck, I really like his stuff, too. But Bukowski, he just... I just really liked that a lot. And I ended up doing all my book reports in, like, Post Office and Women. But his poetry is what, like, what maybe it could... In those days, like, the poetry that I'm learning through middle school is Shakespeare and all this stuff that rhymes entirely too much. And that's beautiful. Lots of talent. However, I'm not that into it. And, so I really like stuff that doesn't rhyme. Like, I have this one book, I don't know who she is, Margaret Atwood. I'm not exactly sure who she is, but she has a book called The Tent. And I like flipping through that because of the, just odd ways she decides to write things, and I just like that. Sometimes I won't even finish a book, I'll just, the structure of the words and how they were chosen, I really get into it. And, like, let me think, Bukowski's just the only decent example I have right now in my mind of where, yeah, there could be a poem that's pages long, but some of them are very short and sweet and just real, and, like, I really appreciate that, because I think real life is way more interesting than any fiction, which I do like fiction. I like to watch just about anything. I try not to watch a lot of TV and movies only because it consumes a lot of time, and I'd rather be here than, like, I don't know, just staring at a TV screen. The only thing that I want to do, like, with a TV is, like, I don't know, maybe, like, take a bat to them or something. I don't know. Make it into a fish tank. I tell you what, that fish tank has changed my life, because I just got really way too into the news and just, like, you know, the world is for sure ending. So, you know, obviously you're gonna feel that way if all you see is just, like, the most intense words put together every time you look. So I'm going that. It's not like I'm gonna put a cape on, leap from a building, save the day. No. Like, nobody pays my bills, so, like, I really gotta just, you know, like, everybody focus on yourself, because you can't help anybody if you know, are in a bad spot yourself. And that doesn't mean monetarily, that also means physically. Like, I haven't gone outside in the last few days, but we did swim in the ocean, and it was beautiful. I wanted to go back so bad, but my freaking knee. It doesn't even look that bad. I wish it looked worse, because I feel like I'm just being dramatic, but I'm not. It itches and it burns. And I have to keep moving it so it doesn't heal in place, or else when I stand up, it's just gonna, like, rip open, so I have to constantly move my leg. It's just because the knee is always moving. And, so. Oh yeah, lantana. Didn't know the berries were edible. Red, berries are edible. Ran out of the house so dang fast. Green Dean, this is not your fault. This is mine. He produces the information and what we do with it. But anyway, where does it say it? Fruit edible when berries are purple-black. Toxic when unripe or green. And then when I was reading online, the unripe ones have been known to kill children. There's so little flesh on them. I didn't eat the seeds because I usually will read everything I can before. Okay, let me change the verbiage. Before I eat something random, obviously. Because, like they say about mushrooms or any plant, really, some things are edible and some things are edible only once. And very, very good thing to live by. I don't know, I just been so out of it, and I just ran outside and ate some mystery berries. But that's not what I feel out of it. I just feel out of it when I'm out of it. Such is life. But I really like the green. I haven't, I need to find my cup of coffee real quick. I don't know. Oh, if I just think of another plant, I'll get a surge of energy. Moringa! Moringa. The moringa seed tree, huge now. Hasn't produced a seed pod yet, but I'm waiting and I'm very ready and I'm very stoked. And poor man's pepper. When I used to make potatoes on an oil drum for my friends, I would garnish it with poor man's pepper. It grows everywhere. It's all over the yard right now. It's popping up. They're still quite small. The mimosa is coming back. That's the sensitive plant, the one you touch, and it closes. That's coming back. I haven't even been in here in a few days, so I haven't kind of lost track of everything. What was I doing? Silence for once. Jesus. Alright, I need to get some caffeine. I have a monster in the refrigerator. I feel like trying to not cut back fully, because our bodies and our teeth screams like tree climbing, fruit eating, nest egg stealing, like swimming to get like mollusks and stuff. I always think of that, like, because everyone has a opinion on what we're supposed to be eating as a species, and but I never see anybody other than vegans, no hate or anything, talk about the teeth for grinding fruits and stuff.
Don't touch the controls, but
What?
don't touch it, yeah.
Oh wait, it's
That's
right now?
live. Yeah.
Wait, there's a gator?
Yeah.
There's finally a gator back! The drone's in the sky right now.
It's like 5 feet over it.
That is so cool. The gators are back. The gators are back!
Don't want to drop the control.
That is so sweet. I kind of want to go out there. I thought it was going to rain. Ow. He hurts like bad. It doesn't even look that bad. But see, that's not scab. That's the underlayer of the top layer. And it's just... it's throbbing. Like, I could feel it, like... I meant to make a sound, but I didn't. Yeah, this channel is supposed to be an open book, so this is, yeah. Everybody has their days and everybody has their weeks, and mine just all compiled together with fiberglass, asphalt, poison ivy, and eating an entire container of like pasta. And it's not like it was like Domino's, it was Domino's pasta. And let me be totally real, $8 for a huge thing of pasta. Not huge, but they do a dang good job with that. I shamelessly, I really, really always will say yes. And, you know, pizza I kind of have to be in the mood for, but pasta is just one of those things. And I think, yeah, I really want to try to make some again. It's been a minute. I used to keep a freezer full of pelmeni. That's why I like learning everybody's recipes, because cooking and it just all takes a long time, and every family has their hacks that saves time in the kitchen. And one of my favorites is pelmeni, which was Russian, I believe. Pelmeni. Am I even saying it right? Or is it Bellman? Bimini? Bellmani. What has happened? I don't think I got any fresh water in my eyes. It can't be a brain-eating amoeba. Like, what? What is happening? My knee really hurts. But, pelmeni is a dumpling. You just use, you know, your 3 ingredients to make your dough for it. Might even be, I think it's just like salt, flour, and water. If I'm wrong, I apologize. Can't really think right now, but it's a Russian dumpling, and you can put anything inside them, and they freeze really easy. So you could freeze huge bags of it and just grab clumps. And look up artist. Oh yeah, I'm writing it down. I'm so stoked there's a gator out there right now. The canal or the Nile, that's where I'm always in the canoe. I'm trying to find some of the original canals. This area was a lot of farmland, and when they stopped the flow of Okeechobee, oh, let me read this now. And the farm, or when Lake Okeechobee was separated from the rest of the flow, and if you look up the ancient flow of Lake Okeechobee here in Florida, the state was totally different, and it was a sea of grass essentially, and a large portion of the southern tip of it, and And so when they did that, they had to carve out canals, and the canals are just straight lines. They're nothing special until you realize how long they've been there. And there's not a lot of stagnant water, besides like retention ponds and stuff like that, but in regards to canals, especially the ones that are full of water, they're not cut off, they're not stagnant. And that's why there's so much life in them. And I tell you what, that's a canal, and I'm more than happy to eat out of that thing. And we get these huge fish here called snakehead, or bullseye snakeheads. They're invasive and huge. I've never freshwater fished, and I got my license for it recently too. Oh yes, yes, yes. I love stuff like this. There's an artist called Maxfield Parrish. I love stuff that is ethereal. Especially with stars and fruit and flowers and mushrooms and fairies. That is really nice. There's another guy. He used to, I think it was my timeline picture. Oh! Wait, what? We saw it here? I've been inside all day, I didn't even... Sweet! So these were from Walter's pictures, I believe, of the eclipse. I didn't know what happened though. I mean, I didn't know we could see it here. For some reason, still technically going on. Why do I feel it? I feel so out of it today. There's an eclipse happening. Oh no! Ow! 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 Okay. At least I found my coffee. Oh man. I slammed my knee on the desk so hard just now, right where just skin is not existent. When I was in the canoe, my shorts looks more like bathing suit bottoms, I'll be totally honest. I can't find anything that just like fits. God, it hurts so bad. Oh, no wonder I can't focus on anything. Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, I had kneeled in an old canoe to take some shots without traumatizing too many people. The canoe has been sitting in the sun, and I'm going to, on a stream, just paint the entire inside with some type of varnish. The fiberglass is all just like, you could touch it, and you're all glittered from fiberglass. Jesus, as soon as I said that. Do I have fiber? Why are my hands shimmery? Anyway, so I had fiberglass in both knees. Both knees were absolutely on fire and inflamed. So that's why I was on stream a few days ago. And then a horsefly incident. Oh god, ow. It doesn't even look that bad, but it's not a scab. That's missing. And stuff. And it hurts very bad. I just slammed it in this. And my feet are still on fire because I was walking around in a lot of... Oh my god, I can't even... I have a high pain tolerance. I really do. And, oh my god. this knee's gonna take me out. Like, it's... Holy... I'm just gonna keep this leg so I don't do that again. Yeah, what I was saying is, I'm surprised I even remember what I was saying this time. There's an eclipse happening, and I'm just, like, so out of it, I can't even get myself to go out there. And the sun looks like it's coming. You know, maybe just first. I don't know. Ow! I can't put my hand that. I hit right there. Holy. Let me just get one. Oh, I think I have like a. The reason why I don't want to cover it with gauze or anything, from experience, I injure myself a lot. And from experience, everything seems to heal a lot faster when it's just uncovered. And obviously, there are certain things like when Blue, when he was still alive, rest in paradise, got my eye. I still have a scar, like, right, like, it was, I forget which one at this point. Where is it? But, his tusks were about the size of my finger, and it went in and rips. And then I had this big, like, flap. It was so bad. I was actually scared that time. Usually, you know, I'm just like, alright, it's gonna hurt for a few days, and then it's really bad, but it's fine. Whew. I took, just some Benadryl to, try to, like, fall asleep, and I just laid there for 2 days, tried to, with my eye closed. No bandage or anything. And it healed perfectly, but that was after I had to scrub it, because it hurt. It hurt really bad. And, yeah.
A horse lady went by, seen the drilling, and then turned the horse around and came back. I think she thought it
I'm
was a
surprised
fish.
she was like, oh, let's make it finish. Holy. I just can't get over that. Oh, that old school posture. When I'm walking, like, by myself, I always have my hand on my back. And I never understood why. It's because my dad's back has been broken my whole life. And, that's how he walks, with his hand on his back. And I think, picked it up. And I think posture. People, there's so much more activity, and I'm trying to put it into words without sounding insensitive, because I see it within my own family. The older generations, they'll fish, hike, just do really beautiful things. And then the younger generation that was coddled, which is the generation before me, kind of just sat on a couch watching South Park like their whole life. And none of them go outside at all, like it's concerning. And I don't really judge people's lives, but I don't know. And like every time I see a post on Facebook, like not a single bit of sun like looks like, and we're in Florida. It's so easy to like everything that I do between like little adventures, it doesn't cost me a dime. Like it's free to live Gucci, you know, and that's why I'm here, because it's to prove it. Like, is this not Gucci? Are these not Gucci? They're Gucci to me. All electrical copper and shells from the ocean. And they don't have the actual charms on it yet because I haven't been able to find any markets close. Oops. But when I do, I'm ready. I've got my table and everything ready. And I gotta have the chains set out and then all the charms. And then people can pick whatever charms they want to put on it. And I think maybe I'll come with 2 charms and then anyone else will be like an extra $2 or something. I don't want to make pricey pieces right now, because sometimes I do make pieces where it takes entirely too long, and then obviously you have to ask for a decent price if you want to sell it, and or just end up keeping it. And I don't need any more jewelry. And I got into making jewelry because in middle school, I went to a very small Catholic school. Every girl there had a Louis Vuitton bag and Chanel bag. I did get a Chanel bag eventually. Paid $25 for it at a yard sale. And I was so proud to bring it to school. And they were like, "Oh my god, we love your bag. All of our bags are fake." And I was like, I didn't know that. I thought everybody here is just Gucci. I just, yeah. I just remembered that. And then it was, yeah. And because like back in those days, unfortunately, thrifting wasn't like a cool thing. I thrifted my whole life. My mom bankrupted us thanks to Fendi. I'm not even kidding. My mom's a little fashion queen and a little disco queen, and she loves her big leather bags. Not so much anymore. She's in really bad shape now. But the like, for instance, if clothes didn't fit me, I knew how to fix everything to sew to fit my own body, and that's something that I really regret falling out of. And I'm actually trying to find a sewing machine. It doesn't seem like they're very easy to get, one that won't fall out of timing. That is what's wrong with all of my sewing machines, come to find out. So they fell out of timing. Sewing machines, I don't know how they work really. I just know this one part. Bobbin thread is on the bottom, and then your top thread, they have to meet at the exact time because the top thread grabs the bobbin, and that's what binds the fabrics together. And when they're out of time, it misses, and so it won't do anything. And Singer has some heavy-duty sewing machines, very affordable, but the comment or the reviews worry me a little bit. And the last thing I want is another sewing machine in that pile of sewing machines. But Snappa is actually a software developer as well as just a tinkerer, and which makes sense because I think one of the clans his family has ties to were the Tinkers. I think. Tinkers. fingers. Anywho, so maybe I could get some fresh eyes on it, because I wasn't able to figure out a way to repair him. And, yeah, so that'll be a nice dream. Snappo also has his own channel, Snap of KYNTO. That's where all my pixel art goes. And, so code lock, if you see it pop up, going to be doing more streams where like one is I always wanted to get not necessarily into robotics, but I want to learn how to solder computer boards, and so that's something I really want to learn. I really don't want to let any more time pass without learning some basic electrical and wiring. And I have some life plans. Like, I'm not totally living the moment. I do have like my 5-year ideas, my 10-year ideas, and within the next few years I'm just trying to get all my little projects smoothed out and start making income again with handmade goods and helping out in gardens. But I really want to either get a trade, go to trade school, or teaching license. And so really starting to put actual thought into that plan, because it's just something that I've not necessarily held off, but you know, right now I make jewelry and I grow plants, but I know that's not something that I could do forever, or I don't picture it as something I could do forever. So that's why for my older years I want to get locked in. And electrical, there's no shortage, and if you're learning the most valuable skills possible, in my opinion, carpentry, electrical, plumbing, any of that is gold. And definitely wanted to wait until I was a little older, because I used to go to the union barbecues and try to like get information on how to like how people were affording school and stuff like that. I would just have people be like, you don't want to do that. You wouldn't be able to do that. You can't do that. So it's like, alright, fine, I'll just focus on Etsy for now. But rambling a little bit. My knee is throbbing, and it's sometimes it's hard to think. It looks like beef jerky. I actually forgot when I was watching TV, and I thought I needed something gnarly, because that's what my knees were looking like when it was mulberry season. But fortunately, no more mulberries. It was way shorter than I expected, but there are Wakisa mulberries still. I wanted to show this real quick. Finally found them. I used to make these shirts. I used to have like 20 of them, but I got 3 left. I'm gonna make a beach blanket with the same method. So all I did with these, to make these, which I know it's not for everybody, but I'm a Floridian, so it doesn't take much to, it doesn't take much fabric to be called clothing down here. So this is really nice pattern. Mohair, wool, and cotton, and all I did was it's like a strappy back, or how did you say that? I figured out what shirt size and shape I vaguely wanted, drew it on a piece of wood, and then put nails around the entire outline and used that as a loom. I'm going to be doing the same thing with a giant piece of wood for a beach blanket, because it's a very nice, very sturdy woven fabric you end up with. And it even looks quite cool. I have this really old ribbon, it's super old, and I just wanted to see what it looked like woven in. It looks pretty neat in my opinion. The weave, it's It's addicting. It really is. This is the first one I did. And I've worn these a ton. And it's just like a halter top. I wear a lot of high-waisted stuff. So, and these could also double as bathing suits. But really funny. I can't wait to have a blanket made out of it. And it's been a minute since. It's like the stuff that I make, like, for clothing. Like this, kind of cool. That strap. But I like it. And this is just Walmart fabric. Walmart yarn. At the time, it was the only place that was near, and I wanted some bulk fabric to cover some chairs. And the rest of the fabric I used to make little shirts. But, kind of cool. And this one I've worn the most. It's the dingiest, but I like how the shorts are like nightgown shorts that were my mom's, and I just cut some fabric to use. And then to hold for the straps, I just used clothespins as if it was like being hung out to dry. And then in the back I got some lemons. It's very dingy and kind of like ripped in places because I've worn this like a million times, and it held up. I had to dry clean it though. This is always dry cleaned, and they only charged me like $4. And which most of the stuff I could just wash, but that's the. And I was always such a to bring it into a dry cleaners and be like, how much would it be? Like, are those clothespins? And one dry cleaner said they weren't able to do it, but they would anyway, and it was beautifully clean, so I guess they figured it out. Dry cleaning isn't talk. Yeah. I just wow. I just can't wait until it's healed so I could go into salt water again. It's amazing how much it doesn't look as bad as it feels. There's something like I'm fixating. Put finger on it. Oh my god, I was thinking of bending it. It's so distracting. I really, like, it's the first time in a long time where my mind is just quiet. Like, You see? It's just quiet. Yikes. I don't know what to do with my... Well, I've been here for an hour? Oh my god, I thought it was like 20 minutes. Time is even acting weird. I don't know. I think it's just like my knee hurts and I just can't even focus for a coherent moment. I think I am going to move this shindig outside. I just ran outside to see the clouds and there's nothing. There's no rain clouds, so I think we're safe in that department. I also, full transparency, think I'm going to power chug a Red Bull, in which I'll need a good 30 minutes after because I will make horrific sounds. And I don't know, I'm just so tired. I didn't even do anything. I just, I can't think. Oh, I just got so excited to show this, and it's a hunk of nothing. But you know what? It's very special to me. So I had these like plants, rose bushes from Publix, and they had these things on it. So I added them to the bucket that I made. Now it finally has a strap, so when I'm out, I have a place. I usually carried a big jar and never broke it, but I lost it. Out here, actually. This big jar and some like 1930s string I found. And, but finally you'll see. It's got big openings so all the dirt can fall out. I made this basket just using one of these kits. I have some leftovers, so I wanted to start weaving some more using like the lemongrass and stuff that I'm growing. And I have a whole nother kit. My grandma was a crafter, and I was born the last, so by the time I was crafting myself, my grandma was kind of, you know, she couldn't really move her hands, Alzheimer's too, arthritis. And so I didn't really get to see her sew or anything like that, but my whole life I was able to have access to her craft room. And this set is from 1983. And it'll make you a really nice basket. I'm obsessed with old craft kits. I have quite a few. I've been wanting to make these keychains again, but I don't want to open it. It just like grazed it on the chair. Well, I can't find it anyway, but I found that. Nice little raccoon. This is one that I do want to open and do. I do like embroidery. Working on. I meant to show this to my friend. This is my cat. I got it stained with coffee though. Audrey, rest in paradise. I put plain on it. I was gonna stitch up this whole thing, but then it got crazy wrinkled. I'm not prepared to wash it yet because I wanted to fill it up first. And then this, I thought it was a dress. I got it on eBay for like $2, but it's not. It's a romper. Fits a little weird, so what I'm doing is I'm trying to stitch on just very simple beginner embroidery, flowers in various places. I want to fill the whole thing up. These ones are my favorite, probably. I think that's as far as I got. Oh, I started this. I still have to put leaves on it. But even putting a bunch of these on a dress would make it look really colored and everything. And, yeah. So, broke out a lot of the embroidery stuff because I need to get back on that. Plants and swamp life is not easy on your clothes. And so a lot of stuff that I love wearing. And little holes and stuff like that, which I always just use embroidery. And I like to, I like worn clothes. They're so much more comfortable. And so I'll just stitch and stitch and stitch until it just falls apart one day. And because work clothes, you know, work clothes are work clothes. And I was just thinking of Lily Pulitzer. Lily Pulitzer is a Palm Beach designer. She passed away a few years ago. But when she got started, she was selling organic fruit juice. And I forget the story of like where the produce came from. But long story short, how those little shift dresses that are seen everywhere in South Florida, I have a ton right there. But if I go over there, I know I'm going to injure myself. Grab this one. Lily Pulitzer, definitely very well known here in Florida. I just oh, okay. That wasn't a basket. That was a whole ass guitar. There you go, the hummingbird over there, because I was trying to find someone to fix it. And other people like will view Lily Pulitzer's preppy or something. I do not. The prints are fantastic. This one's got, you know, some lions and jaguars. This one is some oceanic life. And I got 4 of the same dress from the 1960s. And just collecting it my whole life. And the stuff looks really nice and really well put together, really lightweight. And these prints she designed, and some other people designed it, and she would design prints and have them printed on these little shift dresses that she would wear when selling her fruit juice, because she was always getting stains on it. So she devised patterns and prints that kind of like the fruit juice would disappear into. And as someone who's a little messy when crafting or growing or, you know, always getting stuff on my clothes, that's one of the most charming little stories. And a really interesting lady. She was supposed to pick the colors of the Lake Worth City Hall, however she passed away before that happened. And a few people I know were personal friends of hers, but I never got to meet her in person. I really, really wanted to. But I got a closet full of vintage Lily, and I pretty much stick to vintage because then that's when she was still with us. Same thing with Kate Spade. I actually really like Kate Spade. Leather bags, can't go wrong, they last forever. Real genuine leather, like not vegan leather, which is whatever, here nor there. It's all just chemicals, which I get, every chemical comes from this planet. However, it just falls apart. It just falls apart. And like if you're paying money for something and it falls apart, I won't. And I don't even mind. I have an old leather bag that's all scratched up, but it's my adventure bag, and I'll have it for the rest of my life. And I'll be able to pass it down to my offspring and be like, this is your Tomb Raider bag now. I have dreams. But, yeah. Like my mom, I remember when I was younger, the fake leather was just about everywhere. And she would always get me a leather-looking backpack for Christmas, because I was obsessed with Tomb Raider as a kid, obsessed. And but they would always fall apart, and she always felt so bad because I would carry it everywhere, and then all of a sudden all the fake leather, it's like the thinnest coat, and it just starts cracking off, and then it gets everywhere. And I like things strictly that will last and that I will have. And I mean, the older you get, I think especially that becomes more of a focus, because some of the clothes now is just downright disposable. Like the Shane clothes, the cutest dresses I've ever seen in my life when I'm flipping through like the internet and I get the ads 24/7. But when you wash it, it will not look like that. The fabrics are horrifying. Like, I wouldn't even want prisoners in this stuff. Like people convicted of horrific crimes. I think they should be in comfy, cozy clothes. I don't know what I'm talking about. My knee hurts really bad. And one of my longtime goals was to do jewelry crafting or crafting at prisons, because often when people are released, what are you supposed to do? They're really, I mean, I know that there's systems and stuff in place, but as far as like and I think the experience is so intense to be able to learn how to input some of that into art. I don't know, I think that's very beneficial. And I know there's a lot of art programs and stuff like that, but like crafting specifically out of stuff like maybe unless they're maybe a friend of mine had a long time ago had a warehouse, and in that area all the copper was taken out of every building. One guy hit the snaps a tension wire and lost his leg, and the property owner was sued because of it. And some guy crawled in the ceiling to strip the whole building, like the walls, everything. And like you go, like if you had a Walmart warehouse in this area, the next day you could go and go to turn on the lights on, and nothing happens because all the copper's gone. But I don't know, what am I saying? Yeah, love your neighbor. And everyone on this planet is very, very beautiful and interesting, and maintain an open mind and you will see all that very, very quick. And if you need someone to talk to, I mean, I'm always here. But also, talk to strangers. Talking to strangers is one of the most, like, interactive things possible. I always see so many people, and I know they're joking, like, oh, look at all these NPCs, and it's like just regular people walking down the street going about their business. But yeah, there's just this weird tension in the world right now. And I know it's not going to last forever, because I think people are just going to wake up and be like, Jesus, I don't even care about any of this. Like, all I know is, like, you know, food, shelter, all that, but, and, like, well, I know I need here. So, happy trails. Thank you, Archer, for joining. And I have her written down now in my new notebook, just a plain notebook, but I'm trying to track every single plant in the lawn. A lot of them have uses. The yellow alder is a medicinal tea, and that just sprouted in a random pot. Thought the leaves were pretty, decided to replant it, and yeah, and I'm sorry, I didn't want to skip another day not streaming just because like because my knee hurt. I thought that was a little, I don't know. I like streaming every day because, and the intensity of the world right now, this is the extent of my social life, 100%. I stay at this desk or else I'm in the garden growing stuff, and I haven't really had much, like, I don't know, like time, like for playing with friends and stuff like that, and like, and like the more time that goes by, the more I just want to be able to communicate with people with like minds. And when I say like minds, I don't mean like we're alike. I mean like we're all curious and we're all open-minded and easily impressed. Flip a log, you will become easily impressed. And because everything is freaking magical, and that's why like sometimes I collect a lot of, you know, oddities and stuff like that, just, you know, curiosity, and, like, I always get in, or used to get into debates, like, you know, that stuff, like I have crystals, like, this one was a gift when I was a child, I think I was, like, 7 or 8 when a woman gave this to me at my dad's job site, and, but they don't need to emanate anything for me. This is impressive and magical and beautiful as is. And, like, it's beautiful. There's some pyrite, I believe, right there. Hematite. I'm not sure entirely. But as is. And, like, tarot cards, same thing. I don't see them as, some metaphysical, like, cosmic shit emanating from it. I just think of them as like thought stimulation. And thoughts and ideas are two of my favorite things to have on this planet. Like, the most mundane things are like the most impressive and magical to me. That's the only way I know how to say it. And yeah, like crystal balls. I love crystal balls. What's there not to love about a orb of glass? It's so cool. And I just found mine. I thought I did. Oh, I know where it is. It's in my herb cabinet. Little herb cabinet. That's where I keep everything for my incense cones. And if anybody ever wants incense cones, more than happy to send them out. I need some fire into my arse to make some. And I really want to make them outside. I have everything already ground up. I put it all in the bag ready to go. I just need to sit there long enough and then remember to take them out of the molds. Last time I didn't, and they molded in the molds. I use a binding powder and water, and that's it. I rarely put essential oil in it. I always can. However, the herbs and plants that I put in it already have enough fragrance. And especially the lantana. The leaves are very fragrant. And I'm in a physical pain. One more time. Once more we feel it. And they're not scabs, it's just that it's missing skin, so it hurts really bad. And I can't focus. Well, I'm going to go eat food because I actually didn't do that yet. And before I went on, I thought it was like 12 something. I am all kinds of not, but it's okay. Everybody has theirs like that, and this, and I really want, in a world where everything is so filtered, and so like, you know, only showing the good sides, I try to make every moment as magical as possible because life is short, and this is the only life that we're certain of. Like, we're certain we're here, as certain as can be, and I you know, I don't have many fears on this planet except time, like, disappearing, and that's actually one of the main reasons why I quit drinking alcohol, because I woke up one morning, all my grandparents were dead, like, time just flew, and I couldn't read my own handwriting, because I get a little buzzed, and then I write a freaking memoir, and then the next day I'm like, what the fuck, you know, so, a bunch of different reasons, and, oh, shoot, phone's dead, okay, happy trails, I hope everyone has a beautiful and perfect day, and, a day better than mine. My day is not bad, it's just my knee hurts, I can't think straight, and I have very high pain tolerance. I know that's not easy to believe, but, my knee's just something. I was just squeezing my leg, and I think you could see that. That always looks so weird. That's why I don't rewatch these streams. I really don't. What I do, I'll, in 24 hours, I'll come back to the chat and just skim through it to make sure I didn't miss anything, but I don't rewatch the streams, because if I do, I will just private them because I overthink them, and, like, I sit weird, and then just too much stuff that I just, yeah. And I just want to leave them up, because then in 5 years from now, I'll look back and be like, I remember that. I think everyone should add to the Akashic record, especially if you have some original thoughts and ideas. The world seems to be at quite a low point in original thought. It's just like, I just keep hearing the same opinion over and over and over again, and it's like, at that point, I don't know if it's like an actual thing people think, because then it seems, if you ask like somebody why, they're like, or like, but what about the individual? It's like, oh yeah, can't tell me that you forget individuals exist. And, like, you can't tell me that every person needs the same things. Like, that's just not... I talk to so many different people. I love all people I've ever met. There's not a single person that I've met that I'm like, okay, maybe one. And I was right. Jesus, I was right. Oh my god. And, which, I never give anybody the benefit of the doubt, and I try to, or wait, no, I give people the benefit of the doubt, but I never try to, like, I'll never, even if I, like, get a weird feeling, I won't, but, like, dude, leave me alone or something like that. I think, that's a little unnecessary coming from me. I like to, respond, and, I'm very honest, so, if, yeah, like, God, the shit he was saying, though, just, I don't even want to say it, because if he ever sees this, he's gonna be like, oh my god, it's just like, trying to learn some hand combat. Can't find any places here because I don't want classes. I know I'm not going to be able to show up at the same time every time. I'm trying to find people that just want to impart skills on someone else, and, you know, could trade plants, monies, anything. But I think that's a very valuable skill. And hello, Essential Shorts for you. I'm having a day. Scraped my knee up really good. It looks like a scab, but it's not. It's missing. It's missing. And I just banged it so hard on the desk. It's throbbing still. It's only like a day in, and it's like healed to the point where it's not shiny. It's so gross. Not shiny, fresh, like skin or whatever. But, ow. I jokingly said I don't mind because I've been kneeling a lot outside, especially on shell rock. So at least, like, I'll get some nice smooth knees out of this injury. In a few days, I kneeled in the canoe, and the fiberglass, both my knees were absolutely full of fiberglass. I had to sit on the couch, like, with my legs up. Like, I haven't been bedridden from something like that for a long time. And, because, again, I have a high pain tolerance, so, like, I injure myself all the time. Just from, you know, like, bulldozing into things. And, but the fiberglass was a new one. And I know fiberglass could be some of the most painful, itchy, like, fire-esque, like, there's pharaoh ants here, and I call them fiberglass ants because this is exactly what they feel like, and they're very small. You cannot see them. And I didn't even know they made ants that small. I'll be totally honest, because they're very tiny. And yeah, the fiberglass really messed up my knees, and I think I was just, like, a little too off balance from that, because between the fiberglass and my knees, my feet were absolutely full of poison ivy. So I just could not focus on walking a straight line if I had to. And like, if I had to, like, do one of those, like, field sobriety tests, they'd be like, you know, your breathalyzer is coming back negative, but you can't walk a straight line. That's how itchy my feet were, and I couldn't put shoes on, and without ripping them off violently, because it's poison ivy. It's not bad if you don't itch it. It's just more so annoying than anything. It's not the worst. When it's between your fingers, that's the only time it's actually... Oh, I almost had to ask someone to put me out of my misery. That's how bad it was. My hands were like two balloons, like the Pink Floyd song. My hands are like two balloons. I was weeding, just ripping out weeds, clearing an area. Was a little too spoiled by the coast because there's not a lot of poison ivy. I mean, maybe behind, like, brushy areas, but the mud forest I grew up going at. I used to have a dirt bike. I grew up dirt biking in a mud forest, but it's been turned into a condo a long time ago. Huge mud forest, like a legit mud forest. And I don't know if that's a thing or not, but it was a forest and it was full of mud. And the four-wheeler, I went in on the back of a four-wheeler. My dad was on my dirt bike. and the four-wheeler started sinking. There was only one handle exposed. And the guy, because I was on the four-wheeler with my dad's friend, he just had to pick me up and put me in the trees, and I was just climbing on all these trees, looking down, watching this thing sink. Such a shame that spot is gone. That's why I really gotta get out there filming, because all the ooh. I almost made it a whole stream again without mentioning development, but they're just developing the shit out of Florida. Yeah, it does. Oh. I am liable to believe the darnest things, and for a split second I was like, oh no way? What are the odds that Roger Waters wrote that about poison? Because as far as I know in the UK there's stinging nettles, but like we have plants that grow around the poison ivy that helps, but I can never find them. Spanish needle for poultice, but Will said in the UK that, because he's from Scotland, and he could roll around in grass and not get itchy. Impossible, SE. It's not possible here. And what did I just say? Issy. Okay. I'm very close. Here in French is Issy. I-C-I. It's such a cute little word. And Assy is... I don't know what Assy is. It's so hard to focus. I can feel my knee moving. It's wild. It's like... I almost did it again. It's like pulsing. I keep going to make a sound effect, but for some reason, like, I'm not make... Never done that before. I guess I never had to use mannerisms to describe a throbbing knee yet. But it's Florida. I call this baby Australia, because there's a lot of things that could just cause damage to your body, and like sawgrass. Prickly pears, the Florida prickly pears, they're low-growing cactus, and when I walk, I tend to walk looking at the grounds, because I'm always looking for stuff, and I remember I thought it was very deep, because one of my first poems is like in 2nd grade, and I was like, when you look down you could find something, but if you look up you might find someone, and I always think about that to this day. But I'm always looking at the ground for stuff and pokey stuff, and because if you are not, and if you run into one of those cactuses, I know cactuses are worldwide, and I know there's a lot of more intense cactuses out there, especially the little button ones that are just hiding, but they're so dang cute. The Florida prickly pear, delicious fruit. You gotta use a lighter on the skin though. I was babysitting a kid a long time ago, and I was like, yeah, those are edible. And I thought I got them all, and I bit into it. I had microscopic cactus thorns in my lips, and that kid looked traumatized. And I don't know if I'll ever forgive myself, but I'm just trying to teach this kid, like, wild edibles. And he's like, I'm never gonna eat one of those in my life. You look like you're in pain. And I just... No, go ahead. Yeah. That was actually a shite experience too, because I asked the people, I'm like, can I take the kid skateboarding? And they're like, yes, please do. Their mom, so the kid's grandma, saw the door unlocked and stole their mixer. They were DJs. Their mixer. And then blamed me. It's like, you shouldn't have left the door unlocked. This is what happens. The bitch had it in her trunk. I wasn't getting paid. Like, I was raped, like, but it's like 10 years ago. I don't need to think about this anymore. It was such a small little... But yeah. I don't forget. the Alzheimer's hasn't found me yet. Found my grandma, so I do worry about that. I don't like cooking in foil, but that's one reason why I do want to cut down on sugar, because diabetes runs in my family. I am not diabetic, but I don't eat an extreme amount of sugar. Lately I have been eating a lot more sugar, and in form of iron brew. So I love carbonated drinks, but that's why I try to stay away from them, because moderation is not like a word that I was familiar with until later on in life. So I love carbonated beverages. So instead of drinking a soda, I'll go and get SYFO. SYFO. SYFO is an old carbonated drink, and you can add anything to it. Big in Germany, I believe, is apple spritzen, which is apple juice and spritzen water, carbonated water. And it just gave me a flashback. I worked at a Canadian restaurant, French Canadian restaurant, and a long time ago it was a poutine restaurant, and everyone from Canada would put salt in their beer, and then everyone from Germany would put Sprite in their beer. I thought that was very interesting. And the Canadians were really into Diet Coke. I saw one dude drink 4 Diet Cokes. Like 3, like, immediately, and then 1, like, after the meal. Cans, so it wasn't like, yeah. But I think the aspartame, like, in his area was just, it didn't exist. And aspartame, I don't know much about aspartame. I just don't know much about it. What else? I'm trying to think of stuff. I'm getting rambly, though. Trying to learn some songs. I printed some out, because I haven't played guitar in 5 years. It's not like I was very good at it to begin with, but I enjoy knowing some songs. I was always too shy to sing in front of my friends or anybody that I knew, but I used to learn all like songs from the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and because the people I used to steal my dad's beer to bring, they were homeless men, and they were always sitting in front of the library, and they were so nice. They had the craziest stories, very heart-wrenching, gut-wrenching stories, like Old Man Blue, 17 years, like, he was, like, anytime he would think of Vietnam, like, he would obviously break down, but it wasn't 10 years, it was 17 years, and, a bunch of stuff like that, and, like, he was a POW, and he got, like, boiling rice poured on him when he was, like, wooden thing, and, really horrific, and, really, really nice person. He actually passed away in the most horrific way. He bit his tongue on a cold night and died from an infection. And then Willow he called himself a hippie from hell, and he was just wild. I would always bring him jewelry, and like he would give me shells from the beach. And oh shoot, this is probably gonna die. Ooh. So his story was very, very heartbreaking. His wife was being assaulted sexually, and he was armed and took matters into his own hands. And obviously something that traumatic, not everyone could live through, and his marriage fell apart, just like so much trauma, I guess. And so yeah, but I would bring my guitar down and sing them songs. I thought they really needed it, and I was too shy to sing in front of anybody else, because I don't sing. I like playing and like singing along with people, but I don't like singing because I can't, and not well. And so got some, and I really want to make, so The Devil May Care, but Mom and Dad Don't, by Jonestown, and Baby Bitch by Ween. Will wants to do, what do you call it? John Denver. His grandpa passed, and that was the song for the funeral. Alex Jones' folk song, the super deluxe one. I'm angry. Had enough of these people. Yeah, so I'm fixing to play this for strangers on the street. And Alone Again Naturally by Gilbert O'Sullivan, one of like the greatest songs ever. And Alone Again by, it's a song by Love, but I can't get the chords right by the Love's version, so I just grabbed Calexico's version. Just to have some. And these are all just from Ultimate Guitar. I usually write them, because I never have a printer. I have a lot of Chavela Vargas. I really love Chavela Vargas. Chavela, C-H-A-V-E-L-A, Vargas, V-A-R-G-A-S. I wish my phone wasn't dying. Let me make sure this is muted, because this is important, in my opinion. So, I wish I could just, get... Okay, okay, yeah. It's not easy choosing which song, so... I also don't know Spanish, so I have to, like, replay it in my mind to remember the lyrics. That's one language that I want to master, or at least become vaguely fluent in. It's everywhere that I really want to start studying for plants because of the similar ecosystems and zones as Spanish speaking. And gosh, the plants and the uses and the art, it's just, I'm really excited for. I think constantly learning of new things is such a good hack to stay excited for the future. And because I know, like, the future, it's uncertain, and I think that's a very scary thing, but it doesn't have to be. So this song, oh my gosh, it's just such a good song. There's the three songs I really like, just obsessed. My friend Roberta hips me to her a long time ago, and it's Que Te Vaya Bonito, and La Llorona, and Paloma Negra. Black Dove was Paloma Negra. I knew that means Black Dove, but oh my god, she's such... Her songs they just stab you in the soul. It's amazing. And there's another Spanish song, Hasta Te Conocí by Juan Gabriel, and he performs it at the Bella Art Music Festival. It's incredible. Like, you don't need to, like, every single, you can feel every bit of it. It's amazing. And thank you. Yeah, this is a I'm stuck to the chair. I am trying to protect my knee with my legs. I've been keeping them wound together. It was a storage room, but using it right now for crafting. And because unfortunately, it takes such a large setup. Usually, I wish I had more pictures of my past apartments because the whole thing were just little factories. And landlords are not a fan of me, unfortunately, because I remember once my landlord had to come for, to prepare for the insurance, how do you say it, inspection? I was doing metal work in the living room with the microtorch, and there's, like, metal dripping everywhere. If you've not yet discovered Tash will Oh, very nice. Thank you. I really value all recommendations. Tash Sultan. What a cool name. You're right. Use this shit next to it so I don't forget. My handwriting has gone downhill. Thank you. Please feel free to, I'm always on KYNTO, especially right now. I'm trying to make some badges for it, so trying to get acquainted with pixel art, because I fell off of it for a little bit, because when spring comes back, I'm outside, but winter, perfect for pixel art. Yeah, so my phone is about to die. and I will most likely be back in a little bit because I thank y'all. I put off this stream all day today, and all I had to do was hit live because I already feel a lot better. And like, my knee's gonna hurt anyway. But I'm gonna eat, do all that stuff, and charge the phone. I fell asleep without it charging. It's a Pixel 7a, I think, and I have really no complaints on it. The battery lasts me all day. However, it takes like 2 hours to charge, which is really intense. Oh, God, how tired am I? There's a shot. No, that's not a shot. Human life, am I right? I don't know how. Like, in the wise words of, I said David Gilmour. What was his name? David Byrne. How did I get here? Damn, I'm having a broken knee. It's not broken, it's just skinned alive, but that's okay. I'm gonna have one really fresh knee pretty soon. I am in physical pain and I'm rambling. Happy trails, love you all, and please feel free to give any input. I think the next stream I'm going to do outside and do either tie-dye or try to fix the canoe, and because that fiberglass, I just don't feel like wearing thick denim in a canoe to keep from fiberglass, and it's so loose. It is so loose. Like, you could touch it, and I keep looking at my hands, and they're shimmering like there's fiberglass in them, and I don't know what I touched, because I don't have shimmery stuff. I have glitter somewhere, but not like I don't know if you can see. I was carrying plants all day, so happy trails. I am gonna hop on COD right now though, because I have a half-chilled monster that I'm going to power chug to get my day started, because I started way too late today, and if I don't get anything done, like it could be a necklace made, it could be something, I just will self-implode. And so I'm going to play a few games, and more than happy to join. This is Modern Warfare 3. I'm not very good. I did get 46 yesterday. I cannot believe it. And I got it on a stream, and I was so out of it. And I got 46. I'm never, ever. I got 31 once a few days ago, and it was a big deal. Of course, I got like 10 the stream, or the game after, but 46? I think the noise I made when I realized was warranted. I did post just that segment of it. I'm a crafter, but I do value games, especially high-speed games, because it's really good for your reflexes. And how else are you going to have a full-body experience just sitting in front of a screen? Like, and you're jumping up and down off the chair, just like energy raging through my body, just playing this. And I tried Battlefield before I played Assassin's Creed Origins, but I couldn't get in, I couldn't do the camera and walking at the same time. So I put like 42 hours into, I don't know if it was 42, it was 42% of the game. 42 hours. I always hear people say how many hours they put it into games. I never know what it means, but 42% through of Origins. I had to stop because I was blasting through it too much. I really do like just walking around in it. And but that was the practice that was just absolutely vital to be able to work the two joysticks, because last game I played was Tom Clancy games and Tomb Raider games on PlayStation 1. So, yeah, very stoked about yeah, new maps and stuff. There's one that's just too big, but I gotta eat first. But actually, no. This is the part of the stream I need to work on. Happy trails, and please do never hesitate. Got all kinds of weird projects happening, and yeah, more the merrier. That's all I can say. KYNTO is going to be starting to be KYNTO. Sab as the sole programmer, so haven't really promoted it yet because it's a living game. It's changing every 2 seconds. I mean, one person is coding the entire thing. It's crazy. And I knew nothing about programming before. I dabbled in Python just to try to make art, but I didn't get very far. I just fried my computer, to be frank. But Beatrice. I almost did that thing I talk about. I fall in this chair a lot because it's very not balanced. I have a chair, but I don't know. Beatrice.